Hey, welcome back. Hey, actually, since I have your attention, let me show you something real quick. You see this shit? You see this shit? This is the percentage of people who are subscribed to this channel. And this percentage, PU, that's a percentage of people who are not subscribed to this channel. So if you find yourself in this percentage of people, I'm going to need you to do me a favor real quick. I'm going to need you to just kind of scroll down a little bit and find a button that says subscribe. I'm sure you've just missed it. I'm not trying to get on to you, but I kind of need you to right your wrongs, okay? So go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and we're going to talk about Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids is a Disney film from 1989 starring Rick Moranis and directed by Joe Johnston. I still need to know from Joe Johnston what the fuck happened during Jurassic Park 3, but we'll do that another time. The film revolves around 4 kids who unintentionally get shrunk by their dad's shrink ray. So yeah, our film starts out in Anywhere, USA.
Lisa told Janet to pause prior to asking if I had
Sorry,
to take
can you pause the call for a second so I can introduce you to all the people watching so they know who you are in the movie? Lady, your fucking toaster's on fire. And hey, get the dog off the fucking table. Fuck.
I'm meeting you at the mall.
Jesus Christ, is that Rick Moranis?
Well, that's why I watch it at your house.
He is small. So we're only about 4 minutes into the movie, and so far we've got a solar-powered coffee maker and animal abuse.
It works!
Did I make a mistake picking this movie?
The subject has disappeared.
Later. Turns out the kid's name is Nick and not Rick Moranis, and the teenage girl's name is Amy.
It's not that. No.
I had to just look it up because she wouldn't stop talking on the fucking phone.
Mom and Dad had an argument last night.
Well, if they're fighting now, wait till Dickhead shrinks their fucking kids. That's not going to go over very well.
Okay. Bye.
Oh, you're off the phone. Hey, your toaster's on fire.
When's Mom coming home?
Why in the fuck would I know? I just got here, dude. Anyways, the movie says, fuck the toaster, and we see the real Rick Moranis in his silly little laboratory. Brother, that looks like something that's going to land you on a government watch list. Next, we meet Rick's neighbor, who actually needs to be on a government watch list because he sleeps in socks. So I'm just going to name him Socks.
Who does he think he is, Mr. Wizard?
Sleeping in your socks all night is uncomfortable as fuck, and that is freak shit.
Zelensky, give it a rest! It's Saturday!
Yeah, that's the day after Friday. Anyways, we meet the neighbor's kid named Ron, who doesn't appear to know how to wear a hat correctly and shoots Socks in the head with a rubber arrow.
Weird family.
Yeah, no shit. Anyways, back in the lab, Rick Moranis is putting the final touches on his shrink ray. And then his son comes in and tries to one-up him by showing him an even smaller shrink ray.
Looks just like yours,
That's
huh?
great, Nick.
Listen, it's just kind of getting under his skin because last night before his wife left, she said that she actually prefers the smaller shrink rays because apparently the big ones hurt.
He took all the molecules
Listen,
in this
Nick,
house.
I gotta get this thing working before I leave. Why don't you go help your sister?
Poor guy's just cursed with a massive shrink ray. So yeah, Rick Moranis kindly tells his kid to fuck off and continues tinkering. And there's a lot of buttons being pushed and switches being flipped, you know, science shit. Anyways, he's attempting to shrink an apple.
Come on. Shrink.
Hurry up. Anyways, it doesn't work, and he just blows up the apple. Yeah, and then Rick Moranis is all like, hey, I swear this never happens to me. It's just been a long time, and you understand, right?
On the other hand, we've come up with an interesting way of making applesauce.
That's the spirit, man. And hey, applesauce fucks, man. It is so good. Meanwhile, we meet the other neighbor kid named Russell.
And is Russell ready for his big fishing trip? Not really, Dad.
Yeah, sorry, Socks. He doesn't want to go fishing, man. He's a teenager. He's just, you know, it's that time in your life. He's just trying to go get shrunk with his friends, man.
Russell, I shouldn't be telling you this, but he was cut from the football team yesterday.
What?
But Socks also gets the news that Russell got cut from the football team. Oh.
He is too small for football.
He is not too small for football!
Brother, if you're worried about him being too small now, the plot of this movie is about to fuck you up.
You say things like that, you make him feel about this big.
If he wants to feel big, he should act big.
They're really foreshadowing the whole father shrunken son acceptance arc, you know what I mean? Back at the Shrink Ray house, Rick Moranis pulls some critter shit and leaves in a hurry before eating breakfast. Typical. He's got to go to his big science conference. I can't even spell science conference. But in a stroke of good news, his wife calls to wish him luck.
I called to wish you luck at the conference.
Brother, she loves you for you, man. Not the mechanical dimensions of your Shrink Ray. You got a good one, Rick.
Look, Diane, if things go well this morning, everything will change around here, I promise you.
So anyways, about 10 minutes of pretty boring movie time passes when out of nowhere, Nick gives a cold-blooded take on baseball.
Baseball's for mortals. Maybe you could be the base.
Yeah, you fucking idiot.
Maybe you could be the mound.
Okay, why are you kids not shrunk yet? I'm starting to lose my fucking patience.
Leader worm.
He must have watched my Trimmers review.
The early worm catches the fish, Russell.
Shit, Sox watched it too, man. Very cool. Did you subscribe? Anyways, Sox tries to build up his son's confidence by showing him how to do a barbell curl. And that's how I got tendinitis.
You know the weights aren't my thing.
And yeah, he really doesn't want to lift weights or go fishing.
What is your thing? I don't know.
Look, man, it's perfectly okay to not know what you want to do or know where you're going in life. You know what I mean? Let me tell you a story. When I was younger, me and my buddies used to always play this game where we'd go to the Taco Bell parking lot, right? And for 5 minutes straight, we would all collect as much spit in our mouths as we possibly could. And you would be shocked how much spit you can fit in your mouth when you're not swallowing it every 5 fucking seconds, right? But listen, after that 5 minutes was up, we would all line up in a row and we would see who could spit the most spit the furthest, right? And it's one of those things where, you know, life's about the journey, not the destination. And you can't be comparing yourself to other people, man. You know, sometimes you just gotta collect as much spit in your mouth as you can for 5 minutes straight, and then just shoot your shot, man, and just see who can spit the furthest, because maybe you'll land among the stars, you know. And I hope this helps. So anyways, the movie's music turns ominous and the camera slowly zooms in on Ron hitting baseballs into the neighbor's yard. I think we might finally be getting somewhere. So Ron launches a baseball into Rick Moranis' attic.
I didn't do it.
Hey,
Nobody has to know. Nobody saw it but you.
Yeah, just go check it out before I lose interest, please.
you hit a baseball through your attic window.
He what?
So Amy makes Ron and Nick go upstairs to check on the mess. It turns out that the baseball did something to the shrink ray because they all go upstairs and just get immediately shrunk.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man.
Meanwhile, over at the science conference, Rick Moranis is getting fucking roasted.
You have, however, managed to shrink one thing, the size of this audience. Gentlemen, ladies, I don't know about you, but I'm going to lunch.
I have definitely seen that guy over at Pet Kingdom. Anyways, it looks like Rick's career is getting pretty soggy. Back at the house, the teens go looking for their little brothers and end up getting shrunk as a skunk. Now the movie begins. Thank fuck. Surprisingly, they get reunited with their brothers.
Nick, what happened?
We're all the size of boogers.
Yeah, maybe your boogers, not mine. Mine are humongous. Mine would make you double take. Anyways, Rick Moranis comes home and busts his ass. Good thing nobody at the science thingamajig saw you do that, man. They'd probably burn your fucking diploma.
We're too small. He can't hear us.
Anyways, the kids realize that they're too small to be detected. So to make matters worse, Rick Moranis goes Super Smash Brothers on his shrink ray, creating an absolute hellscape for his kids. Next thing you know, the kids are swept up, dumped in the trash, and thrown in the back alley. Some people just shouldn't be parents. Meanwhile, the kids slice their way out of the trash bag and find themselves in the backyard.
Dad can fix us, right, Nick?
I think so.
I mean, I don't have the best memory, but I'm pretty sure we just saw your dad smash his fucking shrink ray, so Okay. So the kids say fuck waiting around, and they just slide down a giant piece of grass and into a time when film studios used to actually build their own sets.
64 feet from the house. It's the equivalent of 3.2 miles.
Are you waiting on a fucking invitation? Just start walking.
It's a long way, even for a man of science.
Uh-oh, Mama's home.
How'd your conference go?
Oh, I got a lot of laughs. You want to hear something strange? My thinking couch is missing.
The one from the attic?
If I came home and my entire fucking couch was missing, I think I'd be a little bit more alarmed than that. Never mind that 2 of my children are missing. Speaking of children, the backyard's looking pretty fucking primordial.
What's a river doing in your yard?
It's not a river, dope. Could be a stream of dog pee and it'd look like a river to us.
Yeah, Nick, get in there and try it, you little jerk.
I'm not swimming in that.
Okay, well, the movie's got an hour left, so you got to do something.
Dogs are green.
So Nick comes up with the idea to get the dog because dogs have super great hearing. Yeah, and then Ron cooks his brother in front of Amy because he can't whistle.
You can't whistle.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man.
Ouch, man.
It's Quark.
So yeah, then they climb up a piece of grass to try and get the dog, but then the dog is scared of the neighbor's cat, so he runs off.
You haven't seen Ronnie or Russ, have you?
And then the 2 moms talk over the fence and realize they have no idea where their fucking children are.
If you see them, would you send them home right away? Oh, sure. Same thing if you see mine.
It's 37 minutes and 7 seconds into this film. Do you know where your children are? Well, I know where they are, and I hope you shrunk an EpiPen too because they're getting attacked by bees. So yeah, Nick and Russell go all fast and furious Tokyo Drift on one of the bees. This is a perfect example of why you shouldn't shrink and drive. Imagine Rick Moranis trying to kill you with a baseball bat. Anyways, the bee bottoms out and the kids go flying to their untimely death. Back in the house, Rick Moranis puts 2 and 2 together that the kids got shrunk and he most likely killed them. Turns out the boys are not dead. Isn't that great?
Nick.
Anyways, Rick Moranis goes full tard in the yard and looks for his kids and accidentally trips a sprinkler system with his bullshit. So yeah, the kids just have to reenact the opening sequence of Saving Private Ryan. I will say that the giant water drop effects are pretty cool. Okay, I'm calling bullshit that they would find each other that quickly. Anyways, Amy just kind of falls into a puddle or some shit, and then Russell jumps in to rescue her. If you haven't caught on yet, he has a huge fucking crush on her, and she just kind of thinks he's a dork. I don't really know how falling into a puddle would knock someone unconscious, but they didn't ask me, did they?
Get away. Stop dying.
Anyways, Russell gives her mouth-to-mouth resuscitation and saves her life. Yum.
Where'd you learn artificial respiration?
French class, kid.
Anyways, Rick Moranis keeps building these contraptions to go look in the grass, and once again, I'm calling bullshit with Rick Moranis. There's no way he weighs as much as a television. Back in the yard,
I got dibs on the cream filling.
looks like the kids find a giant cookie, but it's actually just a normal sized cookie, just laying around. That looks like you're eating a piece of shit. Anyways, lunch gets interrupted by a killer fucking fire ant.
Guys, quick, over here!
All right, get off the fucking cookie, fellas. Come on.
Quiet. Damn, we're the bugs.
Hey, come on. Get that fucking shit off your mouth, please.
It's our cookie. I say we fight for it.
Brother, you've been shrunk for like 2 hours, and now you got the balls to fight an ant the size of a Buick?
Just one ant?
When is the last time you saw just one ant?
Brother, you don't want those problems. Nick says that they can ride it back to their house, so they all just start jumping in this ant. Anyways, Amy discovers that you can just kind of lead the ant in any direction you want if you just hold a piece of cookie in front of its face. I mean, hey, if you were to hold a Culver's triple cheeseburger plain and dry in front of me, I might follow you a little ways. Who knows? Anyways, Rick Moranis is just being annoying as fuck, and I'm honestly pretty glad that they're just keeping his scenes between 30 seconds and a minute, because the only shrink ray they should have used in this movie was in the editing room, because there's no reason this movie should have been an hour and a half. This could have easily just been an episode of Goosebumps, and we all would have been okay with it. Anyways, the kids have now enslaved the ant to their will and are death marching it through the jungle back to their house. Anyways, the parents report that their kids are missing, and Socks makes sure to give the police some pretty nice photos that'll look good on the back of a milk carton. Rick's wife, I don't remember her name and I lost the DVD case, but she calls in the missing children too. Yeah, and then Rick Moranis says, if these cops want to see my shrink ray, they can come back with a fucking warrant. Nah, actually he just tells his wife, get ready for it. Honey?
I shrunk the kids.
There it is.
What?
And the Thompson kids, too. They're about this big. They're in the backyard.
What?
Yeah, lady, that stupid fucking helmet's starting to make a lot more sense now, huh?
Right, honey?
Lawyer up, Rick. You're getting a fucking divorce. Anyways, the kids are still making their way to the house when they stop to recharge their ant slave with some crumbs. Yeah, and the ant's all like, God, I can't wait to take you guys back to my colony and stick you to the walls of the royal chamber, and they're going to use your fucking insides as baby food.
You're free. You get home now.
But before that can happen, the kids decide to set him free. A lot easier to have compassion for an ant when you can actually look into its eyes, huh? Anyways, Rick Moranis and his wife are still looking for their kids by nightfall.
Any luck?
But then, because he's a shitty neighbor, Socks just flicks his cigarette into Rick's yard. Who the fuck does that? Anyways, the kids make sure to get real close to it and just kind of start breathing it in. And at that point, at their size, that's got to be like octuple hand smoke or some shit like that. So you're now all addicted to Camel Crushes.
Cool. Now we can see in the dark.
Too bad it wasn't a joint. But also, their ant slave won't just fuck off. But as I remember, he tends to follow things that he wants to eat. Meanwhile, Rick Moranis' wife says they've got to tell the neighbors.
What do you take me for? A complete idiot?
Buddy, you don't want me to answer that.
How did this happen?
Hold on a second, mate.
Yeah, it's kind of like, you ever been in a swimming pool too long? Anyways, Rick Moranis shows them his tiny couch to prove that the kids got shrunk.
Look, I'm positive about this, okay? The machine shrunk our kids.
Yes, at exactly 21 minutes and 21 seconds into this film.
You're the one who needs to shrink, Zelensky.
I'm sure they'll have one in prison. Anyways, the neighbors fuck off without any real questions or absolute utter shock that their children got shrunk. They just kind of go back to their house. Meanwhile, the kids just find a giant Lego to hang out in for the night. And can we just get to the part where he falls into the cereal? I'm here for that part. So Rick Moranis and his wife start mending things on the back porch when she says,
We've just got to get this family back together.
listen, I know this is a Disney movie, so I really got to give it a lot of grease when it comes to believability, but these parents are way too fucking chill about all this shit.
I gotta fix the machine. You should get some sleep.
Dude, the world-altering events that would come from building a functional shrink ray? You're thinking too small, Rick.
No, I couldn't sleep. Not with my babies out here all alone.
Hey, don't worry. They're sleeping inside a Lego and have an ant slave. They're fine.
Oh, don't worry about them. They got the Thompson kids with them.
I don't see how that helps even slightly, but okay. Anyways, back at the Lego, Amy and Russell are engaging in some small talk.
How come you never came over before?
I mean, he came over this time and got unwillingly shrunk and almost killed by a bee the size of a dumpster.
I mean, I would have come by. I wanted to, but I just always thought you were too popular to notice me.
Yeah, so anyways, you want to get married and live inside this Lego with me? Meanwhile, a fucking humongous scorpion shows up. Yeah, and by this time, Amy and Russell are busy making out, ew, when they notice the giant fucking scorpion. He must be the landlord. Anyways, just before the scorpion can eat Ron, the ant decides to square up. People, it is not looking good for that ant. And yeah, of course, the kids are too late to help their fucking ant buddy, and he just gets stabbed in the fucking neck and then thrown away like a used tampon. But the kids do manage to drive the scorpion back to stop motion hell. But I'm afraid it's too late for the ant.
He looks hurt.
Yeah, he got stabbed in the fucking thorax by a scorpion. I'm pretty sure he's hurt. Well, shit. Now he's dead. As a kid, this part fucked me up. As an adult, this part fucked me up. So let's have a moment of silence for the ant, okay? So yeah, the kid that Nick paid to mow the lawn finally shows up. Oh, you don't remember this kid? Well, that's because I didn't think to write him into the script because I figured he was that unimportant. I didn't know he was going to come back, so I really kind of fucked up on that end. So this is the lawnmower kid. And now he's going to fuck this movie all up, brother. Anyways, back at the Lego. If I have to keep mentioning this fucking Lego, I'm going to lose it. So yeah, the parents see the lawnmower kid most likely chopping their children up. They get him to stop, but the lawnmower blades just kind of suck Nick out of the hole he was hiding in. So yeah, the kids all learn the power of friendship, and hopefully they all get chopped up together. But Destiny had other plans. It just sucks them up and then spits them back out into the yard. So what the fuck was the point of that shit? Only 12 more minutes, baby. It's looking like their chances of survival are literally microscopic. Yeah, but just in time, the dog just kind of sticks his fat fucking face in the grass, and the kids grab his coat and ride him back into the house. Get the dog off the fucking table. So yeah, Nick just kamikazes into his dad's breakfast. And we get the famous shot from the DVD cover. How neat. Anyways, we get more shots of the kids running across the table and Rick Moranis being a fat ass. Imagine getting eaten by Rick Moranis. But wait, what's in his cereal?
Oh my God, look at this.
It's the kid that he shrunk.
Look, it's the rest of them.
And the other kids he shrunk. So yeah, they gather everybody upstairs around the shrink ray, but it's just not working right. Brother, let's just hurry this up. I'm sure it'll be fine. Just put him in front of the shrink ray. So the kids give Rick the solution through an itty-bitty little tiny game of charades.
Baseball?
Baseball? Forget your brain, Rick. Use your balls, man. So Socks volunteers to test a shrink ray on himself, so if it turns him into confetti, at least they'll know. So yeah, it shrinks him and then unshrinks him. Imagine if it didn't work, though, and he just got blown into meat chunks in front of his wife and his microscopic children. All right, time to use it on the kids. Let's wrap this up. Yeah, Russell asks Amy if she wants to go to the dance with him, and she agrees. And then the fucking ant shows back up, and he was brought back to life by some kind of swamp like mud witch. And now he can speak English, but he has a speech impediment. And that's kind of like the whole monkey's paw, the whole situation. And then...
You were right. You were brilliant.
Oh, shit. Well, they're back to normal. Okay. So everybody is normal again, and somehow they're all just best friends. So were there any lessons to be learned here? Like maybe the follies of man, or the unbridled worship of technology, or tampering with forces outside of our control? Hell no, there's just a giant fucking turkey. Yeah, and that's Honey, I...
Hey, wait! I get it! French class!
Yeah, so that's Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. A movie that has aged like cardboard, but I still had fun. And if you had fun, all I need you to do is just like, comment, share, and subscribe. That's it. That's all I'm asking, okay? But it's been a pretty long day, so I'm going to go get shrunk.